So welcome. We got our character Luciano, which is played by Anthony Pasqua. He is the son, and he is going to tell us a little bit about himself. Give yourself an intro, please.
Uh, what can I say? Anthony Pasqua. I'm a retired police captain, 26 years, Trenton, New Jersey. Got the acting bug in about 2013. Started just doing some background roles. It led to other things with my experience being a police officer, doing special ability work. I did a few stunt roles, and then ultimately I got a couple principal roles. Ironically, had nothing to do with being a cop, but they were all being a mobster, and hence here comes Silent Token.
Yeah.
So
So little on that, I am asking a question of the most famous and important that you've been in that you could tell the public.
I would say it wasn't a big role. It was one line, but my whole character was mentioned the entire episode as they were trying to find me, and that was season 14, episode 8 of Blue Bloods, where I played a mob boss or a mobster running a gambling operation, which is kind of ironic because now all I do is play poker in my spare time. So, so that was probably my favorite role to date because one, just to show that it was Blue Bloods and how much it's been aired, and I'm loving the residual checks that are coming in. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the next episode because I die at the end, but it was a really cool experience working with Steve Shareppa from Sopranos, and he kills me. And
Oh, if someone wanted to catch this episode, what number was it?
season 14, episode 8, it was the final season. The
Oh,
eighth episode, it was called Wicked Games. And
wicked.
like I said, from the very beginning, one of the opening scenes is they raid my social club. I'm not there. And they talk about what a bad guy I am. And then it turns out I kidnap Steve Shareppa's brother-in-law, who is one of my crew guys, but he's also an informant to Steve. And he realizes Steve's in danger. He goes to see his sister, who was married to him, and or I forget the relationship, but he holds up the phone with my mugshot. Is this who Billy was with? And then ultimately they track me to beneath the Queensboro Bridge where I'm about to execute him. We
Wow.
get into a shootout and I die. So
Wow, that
yeah,
sounds so exciting. And
yeah,
I can understand why that's your favorite.
yeah. Especially too because a lot of people back home, they watch it
Oh yeah.
and then at first they heard about it, and then when I show them the clip, they're like, "Oh wait, I watched that episode. I didn't even realize that was you." It's like, yeah.
Wow. That's
So
awesome.
and then even better is there's a part where I push Billy out from in front of me and point the gun at Steve, and then we get shot. And there are actually people who said to either myself or my brother or whoever else, "Why did he push the guy out of the way?" And I'm like, "Because it's a TV show, and that's what the director wanted."
There you
It's like,
go. Good
it's
answer.
yeah, it's funny because I've gotten that through the years with a lot of even when we did a lot of the SWAT stuff
Oh yeah.
on the other shows as the special ability actors. I've had people say, "Well, that's not how we do it in real life," and I'm like, "Dude, it's television.
It's
Just stop." Like
television, it's
people,
acting.
yeah,
My
people
God.
people just don't get it.
Well, we have a little bit of in common because I was on that Blue Blood show for 2 years full
I
time.
know. I
Yeah.
heard.
So
Yeah.
a little bit reality and check into, oh yeah, that's how it's done. So anyway, my first question is, how did you feel when you received the call to be in this SAG after short film of mine, Silent Token, and
Hmm.
also move into the question and the answer of how did you feel when you read the script of your character?
Well, for starters, I was sitting in a bar with my wife in Vegas, and I get this phone call from your brother. And I'm like, why is Tommy calling me? He must dial me by mistake. I'm like, what's he calling me for? Because I haven't been doing anything with those guys. So I'm
Wow.
like, hey, Tom, what's up? And then he told me about, what you were doing. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, this sounds like a great idea. Like, this sounds like something that'd be a lot of fun. And I enjoy that. I enjoy working on these little shorts and stuff like that. So when you sent me the script and I read it, I'm like, oh, this is right up my alley being Italian. And this isn't too hard to do, except for the fact that I was going to be playing the son of
Luciano.
Rennie, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, all right, so we look close, but he could have had me at a very young age, and I could have just, I could have aged bad, he could have aged well, I don't know. So I was like, I had to figure out how I was going to try to come off with that character to kind of sell it that I was his son, and we weren't just peers, whatever.
Right.
So and if you watch it, I tried to be very timid and intimidated by him at times. I mean, I had to show a little bit of toughness because hey, I'm a mobster,
Mm.
but when he would yell at me, I kind of got a little soft spoken,
Yeah.
and like I'm still afraid my dad could kick my ass, kind of thing,
Yeah.
So.
And he's kind of really evil, which helps.
Yeah, that too. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I gave you the backstory for you to build your character, you and Ronaldo. So it was, the father and the son, and the main guy was the evil, evil one. His son, the other main guy, he's another evil, offspring. But the Luciano had him at a young age. That was the key. He had him at a young age. It was a whole, there's, coming soon of the other part of the story that he got married young. He had the son young. The mother had, there was a situation with the mother, and then he's left with you and raising you, and then
Hmm.
also looking to give you the inheritance, but
Hmm.
making sure that you're ready. So in that scene that you and him play, father and son, I was, my brother said to me, I got a perfect guy for you. He'll fit the type because he knew the script, he knew the story. And I even pulled up your picture from IMDb. And I'm on the phone walking my dog in the park, and my brother's like, yeah, check him out. He's a good guy. I know him a long time. I worked with him. He's done a lot of stuff. He's worked on Blue Bloods. So I look at your picture and I'm like, holy moly.
Him and Rennie look
Him
alike.
and Randy look a lot alike. And I was like, but
Goombas with slick back hair.
yeah, but you know what's funny? It didn't bother me one bit that you would play the son because it just felt like it fit.
Hmm.
And then when I was directing you guys in that day, we shot the scene and we went through the rehearsals. You guys both put those characters into showing the audience that you are his son, just like you said,
Right.
using the way that you were going to portray his being his son. And I was like, when I watched the finished final cut and the editing and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing because they're just really making it believable. The acting was so good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So, on to the next question. What, you know, what did you feel was your biggest and best quality and part of your talent that you brought to your character?
I would just say being me. That's really me in almost my everyday life. I may have tweaked my voice a little bit to go more in character, but that's how I am. I mean, I'm a typical Guido. I mean, I was gym tan laundry before. I never did gym. I was tan and laundry,
The
but
Jersey Shore.
but I was never a gym guy. But we were the original. Growing up in this area, Seaside and everything like that, Seaside Heights. We were the original. What do you call them? Jersey Shore kids. That was us growing up. So being Italian comes very easy for me.
Oh, wow.
So I would say that would have been my, the best that I can contribute. It was a perfect role for me.
It really fit. And I
So
have to add and let the audience know that you drove a long way. It took you
yeah, it was
a few
two
hours,
2.5 hours about
two
to
and a
come.
half
Yeah,
hours to come and
and
be into this short film.
and then I got caught in like the worst storm going home.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I was like, I was exhausted by the time I got home. And it
Oh
was, yeah, it was
no.
good. It was
So
definitely a ride.
sorry.
But you know what? That's the one thing I love about working in film and doing the shows in the 10 years. Well, now 12 years. I might probably like that. But I love where these roles and jobs have taken me. It's taken me to places that I would never been in that town. I would have, other shows I worked on, whether it be on closed subway platforms where we shot an episode one time of the following, like we're with a moving train. It was like I would never be doing this in normal real life. Like just I don't know. I like a lot of the behind the scenes thing that goes into filming, and that's really why I got into this. I mean, I always had a little bit of an acting bug going back to my high school days. I always was in like back then. I had a couple lead roles in my school plays, all whether it be grammar school, whatever, but just in the 80s and 90s, acting there was, my parents didn't know how to get involved. I was fortunate that I answered a random casting call and I went as a dinner guest and just networked from there, and it just kind of turned into a fun, fun experience and opened a lot more doors and opportunities for me. I mean, everything I've gotten on my own pretty much as far as, meeting the people. I don't have representation. I don't have an agent. That seems like the holy grail to try to get. I haven't been able to find one yet because I feel like if I could get more auditions, I mean, technically, I'm 2 for 2 on auditions. I auditioned. My other role was The Deuce, HBO's The Deuce. I mean, I got that audition because one of my friends played one of the mob bosses, and he got me the audition, Gary Pastore, and he got me the audition. I went in. I noticed the sign-in sheet. Everyone signing their name with their representation. Here's me, self, and I got the part. It's like so. I have realized a lot of this business too. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I just feel like if I could get that opportunity, getting these auditions a little bit more, I feel like I could probably get a lot of nice little bit parts. Everybody says it to me. They're like, "You got the face for it. You got the look for it. Whether it be a mobster or a cop or a detective or something like that."
Yeah,
Um,
I feel the same way, and I think all the actors out there are going through the same situation, and also things are slow right now. So,
yeah,
fortunately, this became the perfect opportunity for me to strike and
I
make
liked it.
a short film. But also how I found you was through networking. I
Yeah,
didn't find you through an agent. I found
and
you through,
and like I mentioned to you in the text, Joseph with the cinematography. What I'm really impressed at what a great job he did, especially with the little amount of equipment that he worked with.
yeah.
Not to mention the final edit. The final editing looked tremendous. I mean, like, you know, take away my scene. I mean, the scene where you're washing your hands and you're having the flashbacks. It just looked so good. It looked intense, especially when you even put out that first teaser trailer. When I first saw that first teaser trailer, I'm like, showing my buddy Pete. I'm like, dude, this is what we worked on. He's like, that looks pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see the rest of this. And when I
Right?
saw the rest of it,
Yeah.
it was really good. My only complaint with Joseph as cinematographer is I have to say I wasn't thrilled with the down angles looking up at me because I look way bigger than I really think I am, or I have some mirrors in this house that I need to get my mirrors checked or something because I'm turning after that, I'm turning sideways and I'm like, do I really look? Oh my God, my love handles look humongous. I'm like, oh, he should have shot me from the top. I was like, he made me look like I'm 800 pounds. Wait till the rest of the guys see this. Ray and Jeff, they're going to be like, look at how fat he is.
Oh, no way. You're making me laugh too
I'm
hard.
telling you, when I looked at myself, I went, holy God, look at
I'm
me. I'm
no.
like
You guys
huge.
look great. I'm only laughing because it's funny how with camera and angles, and even I went on vacation with my husband and with the iPhone, and we're doing pictures and angles, and we're both looking at each
Yeah,
other.
you got to do the selfies from
10,
up here, you know. Yeah.
yeah, 10 pictures.
No, tell
One
Joseph
picture,
when
my
he's next
husband
time
looks.
he's filming me, he don't shoot from down here. Put a purple
Well,
suit on me. I look like Grimace.
no. No, I'm telling you, I love that scene with you and Rennie. It is so funny and serious at the same time. And every time I was like directing you guys, and I know I've taught musical theater and acting for 10 years with kids, right? So now, flash forward, this is like 8 years later, and I'm with you guys and we're rehearsing the scene. And I remember the first rehearsal, you guys knocked it out of the ballpark. And I was just laughing at how you guys were into the characters and into the part and flowing back and forth off of each other. And I just couldn't help it, but I was like, wow, this is so awesome. And then when Joseph did the editing, oh my gosh, he sent me the clip and I said, give me the clip of Rennie and Anthony. And that clip was so tremendous. I was just like, wow, this is crazy good. It was just really good.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
work on the angles.
yeah, definitely.
My next thing was to tell you if there was a Silent Token part two, would you be up for it?
Absolutely. And I want to know how this ends. I want to know if we get you or not, or who wins in the end of this one.
Okay, so
Can't,
with
can't
that
wait.
being said, we'll make sure those angles are really good.
I'm already calling a doctor. I'm trying to get on a Zempic right now.
Oh, none of that Hollywood stuff.
So no, no, I definitely would be interested in doing another part, even with the 2.5 hour travel. It's all good.
Oh,
Um,
no,
but
we'll plan it out so that we'll check the weather that there's no storms, in the forecast to make sure that your travels back are better.
and no shirtless scenes because I don't want to see what I look like without a shirt on camera either.
Okay, I'll note that. So I wanted to share with you. So you heard that Silent Token has won
Yes,
best performances, right? And best thriller,
nice.
and best screenplay and script. So a quarter finalist for that. So I'm really proud of that with writing this story and now on to writing the next. And thank you for
Thank you.
participation, your creativity and talent has brought this whole production with all of you together to get this. So this is for all of us.